I didn't want to have to be the one to tell you this, but it seems as though idealized love is nothing but a pipe dream nowadays. And the reason for it is because of women like this. Now, I'm aware that most people can barely stomach reality nowadays. And I'm aware that a lot of the times people are not going to be able to digest the harsh truths, because I was once someone that had a very hard time digesting the truth as well. But this is Emily Ratajkowski, a model that is 32 years old, that was recently divorced just over a year ago, and has a 2-year-old child. Now, she's going to share her thoughts in this video on why women getting divorced before 30 is something to be congratulated. So congratulations on your divorce. You can't make this stuff up. We're going to play through it, and then we'll talk about it one more time, going point by point that she makes afterward.
So it seems that a lot of ladies are getting divorced before they turn 30. And as someone who got married at 26, has been separated for a little over a year, 32, I have to tell you, I don't think there's anything better. If being in your 20s is the trenches.
I'm sorry. There's nothing better than being divorced, single mom at 32. There's nothing better than that. You can't make this up.
There is nothing better than being in your 30s, still being hot, maybe having a little bit of your own money, figuring out what you want to do with your life, everything, and having tried that married fantasy and realizing that it's maybe not all it's cracked up to be, and then you've got your whole life still ahead of you. So for all of those people who are stressed or feeling stressed about that, about being divorced, like it's good. Congratulations.
Oh, man, this is why you have to be very careful about the women that you are entertaining nowadays. Most modern women like this. Now, yes, she is hot. That's obvious. But as she talks, it's like the hotometer goes down and down and down for me. It's nothing to be cheerful about. Something like this. But we're going to go through point by point that she makes in the video. And I also want to make it clear to you guys that any women watching this as well, any of the women watching this, it is up to you at this time to declare and to show us that you are worth being committed to. It's on you. There's no reason for men to commit nowadays. And I'm sure I'm going to see some fools in the comments that are the male white knights that are trying to save the female. But it's just not the case, man. It's just not the case. Like, these women are not worth putting your time, resources, attention into, that are going to treat you as a disposable income. And if a bigger disposable income comes along, then she's going to take that disposable income. It's just not right. It's just not right. And this woman was on a podcast with a woman in the corn industry, and they were talking about marriage, and she even said that marriage is just paperwork. Oh, it's just paperwork. Who even cares? But we'll get further into that in a minute.
So it seems that a lot of ladies are getting divorced before they turn 30.
And that's true. But guess who's initiating the divorce? It isn't the men. The men are not initiating divorces. That is what's irking to the whole situation. And men, while I'm thinking about it, just to give you some perspective, there are 108 million American women and 100 million American men in the United States that are 18 years and older. So these are the amount of adults in the U.S. So obviously there's 8 million more women than there are men. Now, how many of those women are on OnlyFans? 10 million users. So that means that roughly 8 to 10% of the female population that is an adult is unequivocally a sex worker / prostitute. Now, they can call sex work just work all they want, but it is what it is, ladies. It is what it is.
And as someone who got married at 26, has been separated for a little over a year, 32, I have to tell you, I don't think there's anything better.
There's nothing better than a failed relationship. There's nothing better than pretending to commit to someone. There's nothing better than opting out of your commitment to God. There's nothing better. There's nothing better. Now, again, when she says marriage, I'm not talking about marriage in what the Bible says. I'm talking, when she says marriage, to her, it's with the state, right? The state knows that they are legally married. And as many of you have seen on my channel, that's not the way that I view sex. That's not the way that I view anything to do with sex, honestly. I don't plan on being married, quote unquote, legally to the government as far as the government is concerned. For me, as the Bible is saying in the Corinthians, sex is marriage. So I'm going to go off of that.
Being in your 20s is the trenches. There is nothing better than being in your 30s, still being hot.
I like how she has still being hot and then having boundaries in the video there too, in the text. So she's hot, and she has, but being hot is having boundaries. Apparently, that's the equivalent.
Maybe having a little bit of your own money, figuring out what you want to do with your life, everything.
Still wanting to figure out what you want to do at 32, 33 as a woman. It's crazy out here, man. It's just crazy. And these are the kinds of women that are influencing our women, men, to act in such a way.
And having tried that married fantasy and realized
the married fantasy. Well, what did she think it was going to be? Like, what exactly? That's something I would like to ask some of these women. Is like, well, what exactly did you think a commitment was? What exactly is going to happen to the child as well? You know, there's a child involved in this, a 2-year-old. Now the child's going to be raised without their father. Another one bites the dust.
Realizing that it's maybe not all it's cracked up to be, and then you've got your whole life still ahead of you. So for all of those people who are stressed or feeling stressed about that, about being divorced,
it's okay to feel stressed about being divorced. It's okay to feel stressed and a little bit anxious about being divorced. Why? Because you made a serious commitment and you failed. And now you have to live with that failure and readjust properly. Now I get it. I understand. I've never been married as far as the legal the legalities are concerned, I guess you could say. But I've had failed relationships. Everybody's had failed relationships. But when you make a kind of commitment like that, declaring it for the whole world to see, and then you have a child with this person, you create a family with this person, all to what? Quote unquote, realize it was a fantasy and not all it's cracked up to be. But don't worry, guys. Congratulations.
Like it's good. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations on your failed relationship, your failed family. Congratulations on destroying the child's life. Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations on your divorce. Thus spoke the modern woman. It's just ridiculous. It is just ridiculous to me. Now, I'm going to respectfully disagree with this woman because I do not agree with what she has to say. And I do not think that she has thoroughly felt the repercussions of what's going to happen down the line just yet, because I know karma catches up with all of us. And I know the Most High is working in mysterious ways. And I know that's a cliche thing to say, but I think it's the exact truth, is that God is mysterious and God will work. And I do not see how this woman, is going to be a positive influence for women. Yeah, break up your family. Congratulations. It's what the kids are doing now. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, there's a difference between accepting people's flaws and then encouraging people to screw up their life in such a profound way that it's just not even, it's so funny that it's not funny, you know. It's one of those things. And I feel for that child. That child is going to grow up and is going to be spiritually and emotionally void and absent. And they may be materialistically well off. They may be okay materialistically, but I feel for that child's spirit. But congratulations on your divorce, guys. Congratulations on breaking up the family. Congratulations. Again, women, you're going to have to show us that you're worth committing to. There's no other option for us men at this point, because all we have to do, all the power that we do have is to walk away. That's all the power that we have. We're not living in primal times or ancient times anymore, where things are lawless. You know, it's not necessarily a good thing to abuse women or to abuse men emotionally, physically, whatever it is. But yet you see all of the laws put in place for men to not be able to do the things that they had the power to do. And I'm not saying that men should. I'm just saying that that's what men have, is the physical strength. Women are far more emotionally studied in the art of emotional jiu-jitsu or aikido. And so I genuinely think that if this is going to if this kind of behavior is going to continue, there's going to be needing to be some kind of repercussions for emotional abuse. For example, like all of the men out there that found out that they're actually not the father to the child after 2 or 3 years in prison, or 5 years in prison after they didn't pay child support. Those people lost their lives. They put time in a bottle and it went down the drain. And there's no repercussions for the women. Not for emotional abuse, not for emotional trauma. But for the men, if there's any kind of physical thing, yep. And I agree, there should be something for men like that. I don't want to see men doing that. But I'm saying that the laws heavily favor the women to be emotionally advantageous in all situations. And God only knows what's going to happen to this guy's money that goes to Emily Ratajkowski and her child. Who knows what's going to happen to this guy's money? I'll have to do some more research onto that, but I hope this message was useful and insightful, and if anything, just wakes you up to the understanding that this is the culture that we live in. People are being congratulated. And influencers, highly influential people are influencing our women to divorce you, men. This is the reality, as clown worldy as it is. So with that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful. And until next time, peace be with you.